I'm gonna do a couple test questions, just, yep, get it going.
Yeah, that sounds great.
What do you think of the Cubs hiring of David Ross?
Terrible.
Yeah? Why? How so?
You're going with a guy who had been a coach in the major leagues, or the minor leagues, the major leagues for 40 years, to a guy who's never coached anything. You're going to who's going to take on a roster full of people who have underachieved for 2 years, guys he played with, making a transition into all of a sudden being an authoritarian figure, as well as something they stated that they needed a culture shift to more accountability.
So they're hoping that they pull the happiness and fun from him as your manager, but I don't know if that's what they're going to get.
That's not what they were asked. That's not what they said they wanted. And they also specifically said at the beginning that managerial experience was important.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it doesn't make any sense to hire the guy's friends.
It'll be hard. It'll be interesting to see how some of those guys were longer tenured Cubs than he was.
He was only 2 years.
Also, he's a very average player that had a great postseason.
Well, think about that. Most of the time, the best managers come from average players. The best players typically don't make great managers.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, yeah, I'm not thrilled.
It was almost, I compare it a little bit to Matheny, too. I mean, you bring in a guy who has no managerial experience, but you like his culture, you like what he's going to bring. So I hope that it does well.
So too.
I think they need to figure out some stuff on their end with contracts. There's a lot of contracts, a lot of money. Got to pay Bryant, got to pay some guys.
They're talking about trading him.
Man.
He's committed for 2 more years.
Yeah.
Baez is only committed for 2 more years, and then they hit free agency. So they're saying they'll never have more value than now.
Than right now.
And they do have some payroll issues. They have $203 million committed through next year, expected after arbitration hearings.
Between what Hayward,
that
Chatwood one that's our Brett Cecil, the Chatwood contract.
Not just that one. How about 3 years for Kimbrel? They just took Brendan Morrow's contract, just expired.
Yeah.
They got 14 innings out of him for $40 million.
Goodness.
Yeah.
What about Contreras? He's still on a rookie contract, right?
He is, but they're also saying he may be of value.
Trade chip.
They have said everybody is open. They've come out and said there are no sacred cows. The only person they can't possibly trade is Rizzo, because Rizzo signed a team-friendly contract for like 5 more years. So he's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be 10 or 12 million, which is cheap, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's do it.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Little, thank you for joining us today. Tell me a little bit about, Meadowbrook, of where it was when you began. I know you started off not as the head pro, but you were here, you left, you came back. What was the culture like? How has it changed over the last 20 years?
Sure, Tommy. So I first came here March 1st of 1995. And it was a different world around here. Certainly there was a lot of member pride. The membership was very passionate about their club. And we had a great course, we had a great layout, but we did not have that real pride in the golf course. And it certainly wasn't to the status that it elevated to after they decided to do the renovation of 1996-97 with Keith Foster coming in and doing the total course reconstruction. They redid every tee, every bunker, every green, every fairway. Everything was redone. The only thing that exists of the old golf course is the routing. And even that changed recently, a few years ago, when we went back to the original sides where number 1 was by the driving range, number 10 is on the other side of the clubhouse. So when that took place, there was some traumatic times. There were some naysayers for sure. But there was also some very strong leadership and strong vision that said this needed to move forward. And what came forward after a few years of construction and repositioning was a golf course that we currently have today in large part, which has become a huge source of pride in the membership. It's elevated the status of Meadowbrook in the community of St. Louis, and it became something that the club can really rally around as a calling card of this is who we are, this is what we can do. And it attracted new levels of golfers. It attracted higher activity levels of golfers, and it really helped identify Meadowbrook as a destination place.
That's fantastic. So kind of, I'd like you to kick it off. So the video starts. I want to kind of hear an intro from you, right? So we started this process a couple years ago, almost like a 25 to 30 second. What was the vision behind it? Kind of like kick off the video, and I guess it kind of answers the question.
The vision behind. Tell me what you mean by the vision behind.
The vision behind of this Meadowbrook 2020, right? The vision behind this phase 2. The golf course is great, right? But we're not going to sit still and I don't want to say be
Okay.
because it's a great golf course, right?
Okay.
So, we started this process X amount of years ago, and it's going to have this impact on the membership. In your own words, in
Sure.
30 seconds.
So phase 2 really became a reality once Meadowbrook started really investing in the concept of master plans. Realizing that while we are great, and the club here is fantastic in many ways, that we never want to be content. We never want to sit back and rest on our laurels, and we want to continue pushing the bar. That doesn't just go for services, that doesn't just go for clubhouse, but also goes for investing in your number one asset, which is a golf course. And there is no question that it is a very, very nice place. And the golf course has provided great challenge, provided great experience to the golfers over the last several years. But we also started asking, what's next? What can we do to move forward? And with some challenges that exist on the backside of maintenance and other pieces of the puzzle that came together, we started challenging ourselves with a relationship with an architect that said, how can we make this experience to our golf course and for our membership stronger and more enthusiastic? And we started seeing that come to fruition as plans, ideas, and thoughts came around.
That's great. That's great. So can you kind of describe the major areas of the golf course renovation? Try to keep it a little bit more concise. Try not to do some filler words. So we're doing a little bit of the bunkers. We're going to make it. One of the quotes I loved hearing was, I don't know, different options are not, not more hard for the more experienced player, and it's going to be easier for. So kind of in your words, kind of give me something there to the goal of what these renovations and what they will.
Sure.
do.
Over the period of time, and since it's been 24 years since the last golf course renovation took place, golf courses evolve. The holes don't stay static. Trees grow, grass lines change, bunkers take sediment, they change in their construction. All of those things do change, and that's one of the reasons why all great golf courses have to be updated and adjusted to make sure that you're moving forward. With our golf course, we started off with certain things, taking a look at grass lines and trees. How did that impact the shot patterns? How did that shot impact your sight lines? And then we started taking a look at some of the agronomic issues that came with bunkering. And if we then discovered that the bunkers needed to be redone. Well, if the bunkers needed to be rebuilt for a lot of reasons, we didn't necessarily have to put them in the same place. How could they enhance the experience? How could we challenge and move things and reconstruct them and realign them to enhance the better player and the higher handicapper's experience on both sides?
That's absolutely fantastic. That's great right there. So what's the goal? What's the goal of this? You look back 5 years and what do you hope to say? It's obviously going to elevate our status is that, but the golf course as the crown jewel of the club, how important is that for future membership and also current membership?
Sure. So the goal from everything we do is to continue elevate. Let me start over.
Yeah, start over, yeah.
The goal of this process and everything that we do at Meadowbrook is to elevate the experience our members have on a daily basis, whether it's golf, dining, activities, all of it. And when we take a look at our golf course, we really believe that what's coming will take us from a great experience to an elite level facility that our membership will be proud of and will continue to enhance the status of our club.
Absolutely, that was fantastic. That was great. That was great. So, can talk about a little bit about the timeline, right? So, what I want to kind of convey here is you talk about how we're doing 1-9 during the months where there's not a lot of play, and then we're going to do the other 9 in 2021. So, kind of touch a little bit on the timeline of the golf course.
Sure. Throughout this process, one of the major concerns we tried to take in consideration was making sure that we limited the amount of impact on the members' access to the golf course to the least. Let me start over.
Yeah.
One of the major issues we tried to address in this process was making sure that our members' access to the golf course, the impact on that access was minimized. We wanted the golf course to be available as much as possible. And when we started looking at the project as it came to fruition in terms of the design of it, we realized that most, if not all of it, can be done in the off-season. So when we launched this process, we fully expect all of the construction and the course closures to take place in the off-season, meaning we expect 1 9-hole section, either the front 9 or the back 9, to be determined, to be closed sometime late September through December, with reopening in the spring, and then doing the same thing the following year. So the entire golf season will always have all 18 holes available for member play.
That's great. Fantastic.
Okay.
You're clicking this video and you're watching it. what is one thing that is important to you, that's special to you, that you want to convey? What are you most excited about in this process that you're saying, I'm really excited that we got this approved and this was part of the plan, because it's something that I've wanted to happen, and you're just really looking forward to.
Okay. All right. While there are a lot of aspects of this golf course, let me start over. Not apps. Okay. While there's a lot of aspects of this renovation that I'm really excited about, and I really believe you're going to see a nice impact or major impact on many and most holes on the golf course. There's a couple areas that I think are really, really special. One particular is the 11th hole. And since the golf course has been constructed back in 1959 and 1960, we all know that the landing area, the driving shot on number 11, has been a little challenging with a hill slope. And even going back to the renovation of 1995, Keith Foster recognized and proposed a plan to address how much slope is in that fairway and to allow that fairway to receive a good tee shot and not penalize a good shot, but to reward a good shot and penalize the less than desirables. Well, unfortunately, it was taken out. That plan was removed from the process originally in 1995, and now we have a different type of solution proposed by Kevin Hargrave, which allows us to allow that fairway to now receive a good shot and not let it roll into the rough in a way that's actually much more palatable, and we think it'll benefit everyone, and it's also a very cost-effective measure. That's something that needed to be addressed many years ago. Keith Foster knew that, and our membership knew that as well, and now we're going to have a chance to do that. In addition to that, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. That's good. I mean, that's great.
Okay.
Love that. That was something that Mr. Cuban talked about as well, that 11th, that landing area on the 11th.
Yep.
Let me hear a good sign-off, right? It's okay to repeat some of the stuff that you said. This is at the end of the video. It really closes it with a strong sentiment of, man, this is really going to take us to the next level.
Okay. When the Long Range Planning Committee a few years ago instituted the words premier and relevant into our mission statement, it was something that as a department head and leader of our golf operation gave me a lot of pride and gave me a lot of enthusiasm to the future of our club. This process and this project that we're embarking on will lead us and shows our commitment to being both premier and relevant to those that are here now, to those that will enjoy Meadowbrook in the future, and to those of us who have had a link to the past. I'm super excited about it and can't wait to see it come to fruition.
Fantastic. Boom.
Okay.
That's great. Really, that's all
you good?
We're looking for, yeah. Anything else that you want to touch on? I kind of leave it up. I know you're a creative guy. If you want to say any bits that you enjoy, but I think other than that, that's, fantastic content.
Okay.
Absolutely great insight.
I don't know if it's, the only topic, Tommy, that comes to mind a little bit is this. There's two things, and I don't know either one of them are relevant or are appropriate. Mm-hmm. One is that some people have this perspective that redoing the golf course means there's something we think is wrong with it now, and that there's people out there that say it's great now, we don't need to spend any money on it now. And that's certainly true in the standpoint that our golf course is very good now. We're very proud of it. We've been saying that for 20 years, and it's true. But that doesn't mean you don't continue to invest in it and to move the bar forward. The fact of the matter is what satisfies a member yesterday and today will not satisfy them going forward forever. There has to be progress. And that's part of the charge that the leadership of Meadowbrook is given. We are supposed to be leading going forward. The second piece that I would say, and you can cut all of this out however you wish. Sure. The other thought I'd like to bring forward is this. Not everybody believed that the renovation that took place in 1995-96 was a good idea. And the truth of the matter is, had the leadership at that time not had the courage and the fortitude to move forward with that, it's very likely that we would be sitting amongst houses where we are today. And it took that kind of determination to move forward and that vision to take Meadowbrook 2000, which is what that process was called, to lead us to where we are today. And I'm super excited about the leadership we have today, having this vision going forward where Meadowbrook will be well positioned for many years into the future. Man, that's a sign-off right there. Good enough?
That was fantastic.
Okay.
No, I like that because, that's been one of the feedback, right? If it's great, why change that?
Right.
And using that example of tying in, well, if we didn't, if it didn't innovate back then, where would we be today?
Correct.
Absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks
Okay.
for taking time out. I
My
know
pleasure.
you're busy
My pleasure.
schedule.
Anytime. Pleasure to meet you. You bet.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Pin back from you.
Oh, yeah, sorry.